Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength 1000 AP here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls, where all of our homebrew worlds have two rules. Everyone's attractive and has a pair of leather pants.
Okay.
But this is not one of our homebrew worlds.
This is not one of our homebrew worlds.
This is an official Paizo world.
This is an official Paizo world. We are in Galarian. We are in the Milwaukee Expanse at the Magambia, a school of magic and mystery.
And that means people only have pleather pants.
Oh
God, pleather pants in the jungle?
Yeah, darkest timeline.
Now I'm just getting like Robin Williams and Good Morning Vietnam line snippets.
Oh, Robin Williams.
That was a good movie. But before we get started with the show, a few announcements. That being our other programming here on the channel. Like on Wednesday, of course, for our Tabletop RPG programming, we have the League of Amazing Adventurers. They are about to start a dragon fight gauntlet. And it's going to be a good time. I'm really excited for these dragon fights. And Chip's coming back.
He's got a pepper box and he knows how to use it.
Yes, with an actual Pathfinder-made gun now.
Yeah, I actually have to use, non-homebrew guns now.
Yes. But on top of that, of course, we have Friday with the Calling Chronicle. We're continuing that this week, hopefully with less tech issues on our part.
Yeah.
Then, of course, every Monday we have the Strength of Thousands AP. As for our non-tabletop RPG shows, we have tomorrow on Tuesday, Tamer Tuesdays, where I'm playing through Koromon. It's a Pokemon-like beast taming game. It's very fun. I'm naming the party members off of chat's characters from D&D and off of chat's usernames. So if you want to come and be named a Pokemon and come on our Koromon journey, that's how you do it. Then on Thursdays, we are off. Go relax, touch grass, unless you're in Winnipeg because it's still underneath snow. Then on Saturdays, we have Salt and Sorcery. Me and Matt still have no idea what we're doing for that yet. We have to talk about it. Then on Sunday, of course, we have Stardew Sunday, which is quickly becoming my favorite way to end the week.
Relax.
It's just such a fun, relaxing game to play, and I made such a cozy, cute farm.
Oh.
It was just, it's nice. We got animals now. We have ducks. We have chickens. We have many things. Carrie named some of them. Squishy named some of them the other day, and their names are interesting. I let chat name them, and of course, for our Void Rooster, they have used a certain name from this campaign. Yeah. I think that's all of our announcements. Middle of May onward, for till after Labor Day, we're probably only going to have the tabletop shows on the channel for a while. Just because reasons. Yes, Crystal. That is correct.
Oh boy.
Then, of course, we have this show. And Matt, why don't I give you the reins now so that you can introduce our wonderful cast. It's all about branding, Will. I feel like for me that would be... I'm going to make that joke.
Chat is starting off strong tonight.
They are.
I wanted to make something joke about that. You mentioned we still need to decide what to do for Saturday. Well, I'm like, oh, it's the Dark Souls of conversations.
It is.
No, it's a terrible joke that's been murdered and come back to life many times. But speaking of murdered and come back to life, Will, what character do you play that, unfortunately, being the tank, gets downed a lot?
Hi, I'm Igara. I swear I just want to protect people and don't want to die.
We don't believe you.
I know, no one believes me, but I just want to protect you. As we proved last week, Igara is very much against type for tabletop RPG characters and the fact that they are very good with doors.
Even when I made all the doors in this world sliding doors. Just to solve the problem of having to deal with that stupid mechanic. So yes, you play a Gripply Summoner, yes?
Yeah, I play a Gripply Summoner with their friend Gamma that they summon, who, if y'all like Naruto, just think the ninja frogs from Naruto like Gamakichi. And that's probably a good visual for Gamma.
So they wear like yukatas and
Yeah.
smoke pipes?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, boy.
Gamma's getting
Oh,
a pipe
boy.
at some point. And then we have Choco, who is a terror bird, a black-feathered chocobo, basically.
And we love him. He's not cannon fodder.
And yes, I initially got Choco as like a gag to use to set off a trap, but I was told I can't do that, so now it's become my animal companion.
Mm-hmm.
And now he just, puts it in the front lines of fights.
It's one of those things where like I made a
Which
less
is-
optimal decision in character building than what I wanted to make because it would work better for the story.
Mm-hmm.
But on the opposite end of less optimal things, a role that every party, in my opinion, needs is a bard. And we have one in the form of Ophelia.
Ah, yes, Ophelia, the one who doesn't know how to optimize.
Optimizing is overrated.
Ophelia is very optimized.
Optimize those +1s. Let's go. I'm Zoe, everybody, and I play Ophelia. She is our whisper elf bard, a pastel performer who wants to purvey, purloin, and peruse.
You got there.
Wow.
Of love.
Fuck the landing.
I'll take it.
You did it.
All right. And our final, but certainly not least player tonight, McKenna. Who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Avi Avi, a little batfolk witch, and here to cast some spells and raise some hell.
That's certainly been happening. Which,
Yes.
just before we do the intro, I'll recap what happened last time.
Well, wait,
Oh.
I forgot one more announcement.
Oh.
We have a new follower goal.
Oh, no.
For 500 followers.
Oh.
When we hit 500 followers, Matthew will read the fanfic he made of Garl live on a stream.
I should mention the Garl Cassandra fanfic.
That is spicy.
A little spicy. It involves a massage.
So
Not
500
so spicy
followers.
that it will violate Twitch terms of service, but
It's fine.
I'll use
I'll set up a
euphemisms.
little baby pool for Matt to sit in during it, and it'll be okay.
a baby pool.
He's
Yeah.
taking a crack at hot tub streams.
Oh.
That's not a hot tub.
With bubbles.
Yeah.
Just to remove all potential spiciness from it.
But yeah, so friends, 500 followers will get us that reward. So if you want to help us out with that, share the stream.
If we
with your
get even
friends.
close to that, I will really go full, maximum effort on the thing.
Share the stream with your friends. Share the stream with your enemies. Share the stream with your coworkers.
Share the stream with those who are yet to be and those who have been.
All right, Cecil. Let's
Okay.
move
Well,
past the night veil opening and start our own intro.
Go
We
ahead.
are live. When last we left our adventuring / student study group, it was about 2 weeks ago. They had tracked a group of thieves to their hideout. These thieves had been unfortunately preying upon the kind of, student and struggling artist community of Nantambu, and had been roughing them up at the end of the day for their money, and on occasion taking their instruments, which is even worse because that's potentially their livelihood. But they tracked these thieves to their hideout. They,
Now they're
for once,
dead.
carefully scoped out the place, and then managed to probably actually engage the forged thieves in the most optimal way, where they didn't start with the boss, who wouldn't have called for everyone else, because they started with the ones who don't stay in their rooms, and the boss does stay in the room. So it worked out great. Didn't chain encounters in the worst possible way because this could have gone very bad. And then with some door chicanery, you managed to essentially remove an action from the boss character every turn because they had to waste an action opening a goddamn door. And they didn't have like a repeater crossbow, so. But yeah, you guys manage after a long and hard fight to down the last of the thieves who you did tie up and then kind of slap, got them back on, away from dying. And interrogated them, and it turns out that you guys learned, just going to make sure I'm not revealing anything that isn't just in my head. Did you guys try an interrogation last time, or did we end before that?
We did a little bit. We learned that they were scared of Miss Legs herself,
Yes.
Frog Legs, and that I think they had a debt to her that they needed to pay off or something like that. Or maybe they were just trying to earn money outside of her criminal ring so that they wouldn't have to rely on it. Either way, they were not her biggest fans.
Basically, yeah. Frog Legs is unfortunately being a bit of a micromanager in terms of being a crime boss, and you don't get to do crime unless Frog Legs tells you can do crime, and in certain ways. So they were trying to strike out on their own and earn a bit more money.
Mm.
Man, another Gripply and middle management adventuring.
Yeah, with a little peek behind the curtain for Adventure Path, if you guys had waited 3 days or more to do this particular thing after starting it, the boss here would have been found dead in their office, Frog Legs, having found out about their extracurriculars and had someone slip in and slit their throat.
Ugh. For all
Yeah.
their paranoia.
All right, so
Well, now they're going to be safely in jail.
yeah,
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
You, as Avi's saying that, you just see Igor with a dagger. Oh, okay.
Igor, safely in jail. Safely in your pocket. That's where you put the knife.
They were injuring buskers. I feel like injuring musicians is a death sentence.
No.
See, Ophelia agrees.
a lot of things aren't.
I agree.
I can't get involved in this. I'm not there.
No, there's a due process to these things. They get arrested, and then there is a court date, and then they go to that court date, or they don't go to that court date if they've paid bail and then skipped out on the court date, which is a big problem. But I don't think these guys are going to have that option. I don't think they're going to be able to pay bail because we're taking all of their money and giving it back to the buskers. Sorry about that. Also, we're taking all your money and giving it back to the buskers.
Breath is doing some rapid eye movement where this conversation's going on.
You know a lot about the legal system. You must do a lot of different sort of reading.
I like to read.
Do you have library lore? I hear that's very useful.
To be fair, Avi doesn't really go
I have
outside.
academia lore.
So if you guys would like, you now that you guys have finally ended combat through a series of escalating combats, if you'd like, you can search the building properly.
Would, and I'm
where would you like to start?
His pockets.
So we'll start with this room, I guess.
Yeah, maybe do like the office.
All right, so there are, in this particular office, several neat stacks of coins sitting on the table. A total of 40 gold pieces, 40 silver pieces, and 80 copper pieces.
Who is taking
There is also a small chest that is locked.
Can I try to open it?
You can give me either a thievery chest, a thievery check, or a higher DC athletics check to just rip the damn thing open.
Athletics?
Oh, nope, not for me, not today. That's gonna be a nat 1 for me.
Yeah. Also, I should mention, it takes 3 successful thievery chests to open this chest.
Well, I guess there's nothing to stop me from just keeping on trying. I don't.
Oddly enough, yeah, there isn't actually a provision for that. It doesn't say, like, it breaks as long... Well, then again, hold on. You did get a critical failure, though.
Do I actually have thieves' tools? That's a good question, isn't it?
You do, because Igor has them, so you can always have his.
Now, is that a hero point rule, or are you just trying again?
I was just doing it because you're like, there's nothing stopping you, and then you're like, but, so I stopped. I was about to roll a bunch of them in a row.
Yes, I know, Squishy. No, Garl can't be here just to rip the top off the chest and like, oh, it was locked?
I mean, to be fair, we do
But
have a
Donna
wrecking
probably
bird.
could.
No.
Do we?
Um, I think you guys may have to wait and try this chest a little later because it does take 3, and I'm not going to just conceivably let you do it forever.
That's fair.
Choco tries to smash it one more time.
I'm afraid not.
Damn.
The DC for the athletics check is 25.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
It is a reinforced chest. It's wooden, but it's got like, the metal parts around the corners, and it's got a good lock.
I mean, are we on?
So you may have to sit and try this later.
If we're not on a clock, Choco can just go till he smashes it. But fair enough.
If you critically fail, you're going to damage something inside.
oh, I'll just put it in the bag of holding for now.
We'll do one more. One more.
Okay.
No key.
That's a good point. So close, but absolutely no cigar.
Oh, one off, I'm afraid. Not a critical failure, though, so the chest is just looking pretty rough now, but...
That's a good point, Ophelia. We probably could look around this office for a key. We could also ask them. We could maybe shake our fingers in their face and say, you need to tell us.
Igora pulls out the dagger again, or...
But
Ooh.
you can't actually hurt them. You have to just pretend. You have to pretend to hurt them. You can't actually hurt them, Igora.
Fine.
That doesn't...
I'm
Okay.
gonna threaten him with a song. As I can.
The Pathfinder Society doesn't allow... Oh, wait. Never
Oh,
mind.
wait. They
Just
decide
also...
what to do.
So things that make simple, I'm going to move all of you into... Or how does this work for the... Can you guys see the whole map, or is it still dynamic lighting?
It's still dynamic
It's
lighting.
still dynamic lighting.
All right.
Dynamic guy.
Well, there are 5 rooms essentially, like C1, C2, C3. C4 is the big room you guys are in, and C5. You guys have searched C5.
Matt, are we ever going to come back to this map after this?
No, probably not. So you can remove the dynamic light if you
I'm
want.
just removing the walls.
That's fine.
Right.
Let's just do a sweep of the place.
All right. Well, I'll just start from the top then. C1, which was Mashkudu and Kiru's room. That you guys both took care of. I'm not sure if you guys made an effort to keep them alive.
I think we tried to tie all of them up.
Okay. In the room, you do find a chest, but this one is not locked. It contains various low-quality clothes, 61 silver pieces, and a nice loot that you think is probably worth around like 10 gold pieces, but does appear to be relatively like new compared to everything else in this building, and you think it probably was stolen.
Mm-hmm. I want to find the owner of that one.
Yeah.
And all of the money.
In C2, you find this is the room that no one came out of before, that you just looked in. You find another chest. This one's a little easier by looks of it. You can try and do a thievery or an athletics check.
I will certainly try.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wrecking bird.
Yeah.
Nope.
Lord.
I want to
Okay.
try again. Wait, we're allowed to keep trying, right?
Wrecking bird.
Weirdly enough, yeah. Unless you guys literally get like a crit fail on this one, which will jam something, you can keep trying, I guess.
Wrecking bird of 21 to bust it.
Nope.
19.
Athletics is always harder.
Let's try another thievery
Are y'all?
Woo!
then.
That works.
Okay.
Just not-
So you open this up, and inside, and you realize just how, based on that, the nicer that this room is, you think this is actually the boss's room. And inside this chest, you find 51 gold pieces 80 silver pieces, and 80 copper pieces.
Ooh, we could buy a whole new terror bird with that.
Okay, 51 gold.
Okay, but a lot of these are they're
How
stolen.
much silver?
That's true. I actually
Hold on.
yeah
80 silver pieces and 80 copper.
the buskers, I guess in well an equal share of money, or we could try a way to get the money back to the people who needed it. But then how would we know if they were telling the truth?
I mean, this is basically a donate. I mean, yeah.
But if we put on a performance and invite people to perform, then we could pay them for being in the performance, and that would be a way for the performers to get this money back.
It's an idea you could present to one of the teachers. That
And also
was
we can probably find the loot of loot owner again.
That was room C2. C3 is Locan's room, which is where the big burly lizard folk came out of. The smell of many different spices fills this room. Several books are scattered on the floor. On the far side of the wall is a chair next to a straw bed. There is nothing in this room, loot-wise.
Grab the books.
Yeah. There is one copy of the Lusty Argonian Maid.
Yes.
Ah, reptile.
The big meeting room, guys, you are constantly walking through to get to the other rooms, the meeting room. You do find in the big pot in the middle of the room that's over top of the fire that is cooled at this point what appears to be like a pepper stew, but has since gone cold. There is there is a wooden chest next to the door that you guys had your shenanigans that led to the boss's office.
Wrecking bird.
No, the chest turns out to be unlocked, but it is also empty. You do find, though, by moving the chest around, there's a key on the floor under it. But looking at it and then looking, you think, oh, this is just a key to the office. If Reth had locked themselves in the office, you could have just unlocked them with this. But let's see. Then we go back to the office where you found the good chest, and that is the entire place. And just to save you time, guys, it doesn't actually mention in this in any way that you have to like return the gold and the money you found. You can if you want for story points if you feel better about it, but there's no provision in the AP for returning the money. The instruments, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
We could just there's no way for us to track whose money it is. We could definitely return the instruments.
Yeah.
I think we should give some of it back. Otherwise, then how does it make us that much better than these guys?
I mean, we'll give it back to the community eventually just through our existence and selling things and buying things.
Now that you guys have taken the time to go through the whole building, do you guys want to try some more attempts at opening the big chest?
Yeah.
All right.
Give it another shot with the thief. Nope.
Nope.
No.
Ophelia, do you have guidance?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to give Avi some guidance and let her try?
Let's go.
I'll take
Nope.
it.
18 only with guidance.
Fuck! Okay, I'm using a hero point because I don't want to fuck up
Okay.
the things inside. God damn, I have not rolled over a 10 all night.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
already annoyed.
Coffee's
You-
an expert. Can we
you
take a
hero
20?
pointed out of the crit fail, so you can keep trying technically.
Can we take a 20?
I don't think that's a thing
that a
anymore,
thing
is
if
it?
you have too much? I honestly don't know.
There used to be a rule in Pathfinder that if you had endless amounts of time, you could take 20, which is just you. Okay, that's one success. In old Pathfinder, you could literally just take 20 minutes to gain like an assured roll on a thing. It became very abusable at times, though.
Yeah.
Also, once everything is added up and converted, it's 110 gold pieces and 3 silver pieces. Look at me being.
That's short.
Even with guidance.
There we go.
There. Well. All right. So you open it up.
Okay.
So inside, you find 75 gold pieces, 3 virtuoso handheld musical instruments,
Whoa.
a hand drum, a lyre, and shikere, which I'm not sure exactly what it is, and a reed flute, lesser maestro's instrument, which is a magic item.
Well, we definitely have to get these instruments back.
Oh, I think I know the bard who owns that lyre.
Oh?
They like to drink at a tavern. It's fine.
Let's see. And the lesser maestro's instrument is a lesser magic item level 3. You must apply a casting of charm of the appropriate level. Activates 2 actions, interact, frequency once per day. In fact, you can play the instrument to produce the effects of a charm spell. So basically, it's a charm item.
This is divided by 4. Each of us is going to get 46 gold from the gold pile. And then I need to do some breakdown because 0.25 gold is 2.5 silver. So that's 2 silver, 5 copper. So, yeah, so each of us is going to get 46 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper. And there's 3 silver just left over. So I'm okay with the with Aerith, Ophelia, and Avi taking that.
Yeah.
And if someone wants to take the lesser maestro's instrument.
I think we need to return the instruments.
Well, the reed flute lesser maestro's instrument doesn't belong to any of the... It's just a magic item they had.
Huh.
It's loot.
Haha, haha, yeah! No,
That sounds like an Ophelia item to me.
it's a reed. Yeah! I want it.
I think I'm given my share of the gold. I think I'm gonna.
You can totally do that if you want.
Yeah.
You're free to do that. I need this gold to get things.
Yeah.
So do you guys return to teacher Jenna Timo to report how things went?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What sort of report, like, how thoroughly do you report this? Like, what information do you want to give them?
Oh, I mean, we know how Avi rambles. She gives him maybe too much detail.
How the stew smelled and what was in it.
And they were cooking a pepper stew, and they actually didn't get to eat the pepper stew because we kind of apprehended him before that, so it got cold and nobody ate it, which is kind of a shame. Like, she eats every single detail.
He is pleased to hear that the gang responsible for the robberies have been dealt with. He listens to your report about the connection to frog legs. He can't really seem to provide any additional insight onto frog legs. He kind of just... There seems to be a new criminal mastermind every week these days. He does seem to take some comfort in the fact that frog legs seems to at least be trying to control the criminals. And he would have, and apparently wouldn't have liked that they were performing such peddly, violent crime. Says, if she has a code, then she's better than most, I think. The authorities apparently don't bother following up any further, as their requests for direction and aid from Magistrate Mayor Asanda go unanswered.
Probably being bribed by frog legs.
The mayor of Nantambu, though? That's pretty high up the chain.
So, just as a recap now of all the potential assignments you guys have given this chapter, you have now completed Suspicious Alchemy, Busker Woes, Ghost Stories, leaving you with The Flooded Workshop, Tell a Tale, Oozing into Trouble, Fiery Debt, Trouble from the Skies, and the 2 taxing ones that you guys are not going to tackle right away, Finding Frog Legs, and Carving Trouble. And the bonus one that I've created, Moving On, the one from Shazere.
Oh.
Your call, friends. I'm pretty much good to go with whatever.
Did you say something about ooze slime?
I was just about to say that. Oh my god, twinsies!
Communal brain thought.
Communal brain thoughts.
Yeah, so anywhere, depending on which one you guys choose next, anywhere between 1 and 2 more assignments will get you guys a level up.
Ooh.
Because you are supposed to level up sort of halfway through these tasks, because you have to level up before you attempt the 2 taxing ones, or you will likely die.
Help out Shazere a little bit, or what do we want to do?
I'm voting for the oozes. We shared a moment.
Oozes?
Slimy. Something that oozes, something that slimies.
Let's goozes with the oozes.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. Difficulty is straightforward. All right. So this request that you guys receive a couple weeks later summons the teachers, or summons the heroes, to Teacher Zuma's office in the Magambia's Elephant Museum. You probably met this teacher briefly. They're somewhat eccentric, but very gifted back in part 1 in Kindled Magic.
Yes, and bows. They're a little intense. They're like an intellectual. Were they not the ones who gave us those tattoos?
Probably. I think so. You arrive at the Elephant Museum and you find some blog text. Stacks of dusty arcane tomes teeter precariously on the desk and floor of this office. A bespectacled half-orc peers from behind one of the stacks and asks, "Did the demons finally hatch their plot?"
Oh, it's Ko.
As you guys are kind of standing there, Zuma rambles on for a bit about a conspiracy plot of demons trying to take over Natambu by popularizing certain colors of paint. It's all in the pigments, you see. And just
I wonder
keeps...
if this has anything to do with the painting that Chizeri was asking about.
Just kind of seems to keep rambling, just kind of circling the desk, talking half to you, half to nobody.
Avi is like rapt, like she's taken it in. She's like, oh, that's very interesting. Like she's invested.
You guys do know from your time on campus that if left to this, she could go on for hours like this.
As she's rambling and Avi is just enthralled, Igor just looks over to Ophelia and says, "And that's why I think Avi would join a cult."
I mean, she is lovely. She is persuadable.
Eventually, Zuma runs out of breath, and as takes a moment, kind of realizes you guys are still here. Like, oh yeah. So I have called you here so that you can help preserve one of my favorite places, the Carnivorous Gardens. I love to go there and collect my thoughts. Also, it's hard for the Celestials to hear your thoughts when you're around meat-eating plants. Anyway, they've had to close the garden because the fool caretaker decided to experiment with how to feed the flora. Her name is Natofo, and though I appreciate her willingness to experiment, I wish she'd done her experiments somewhere other than one of my few peaceful places. I need you to go and help her clean it up so I can reclaim my place to escape. For the Celestials hear all. They hear all.
I've heard if you wear a hat made out of certain kind of metals or lined with a certain kind of metal, aluminum is the most popular choice. They used to use lead. You could use iron, but I personally am a little bit allergic to iron. So those are options as well if you want the Celestials to hear your thoughts.
Oh yes, I've been using a hat that's lined with this special, very kind of liquidy metal. It seems to work very well.
Interesting.
Ophelia is like visibly biting her.
That does catch Avi's attention as like, oh, that's actually very dangerous, what she just said.
I don't know, make me a crafting check to know that it's dangerous.
I feel like most people know that mercury is dangerous.
I don't know, in ancient China, they were making immortality elixirs out of mercury.
I guess I don't know with a 13.
Wait, I want to know. Oh, I know.
You guys know. Okay, yeah. You know, like you've literally heard the story of the Mad Hatters.
Fighting my
You know,
tongue.
we used to inject people with that stuff back at home when they were talking too much.
That's how you kill the Avatar.
Yeah.
Anyone seen season 3 of Korra? There is some. You can ask Teacher Zuma if you have some other questions. Before you head out.
How much do we know about the creature that got introduced to the plants?
I will interpret that as asking, what did Natafo do? Because there's like 3 questions here. I'll let her tell you most of it, but the short answer that she was trying to use oozes as a food source, and it went horribly wrong, just like I said it would.
Do we know anything about the oozes?
Not specifically. She'll be able to tell you the specifics.
Gotcha. All right.
Right, shall we head over then?
Well,
The carnivorous plants, are they going to be hard to work around? Like, are they safe? Are they going to try to eat me?
I will interpret that as, what do you know about the carnivorous gardens? I already told you that they were the one spot in Tambu where the Celestials can't hear you. What more do you need? I mean, I guess I could tell you that they raise the tame carnivorous plants from all over Galeria for others to see and learn about. It's sort of like a zoo for plants.
Oh. All right, as long as I'm not going to get attacked by a plant, that's all good with me.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
She also does give you a bit of a background on Natofu. Natofo. Natofu. She's a fool half-orc who doesn't know when to call it quits, how to set boundaries on important experiments, or to use any common sense in general. She's also my sister. She's brilliant, but she refuses to take time with her botanical experiments. All right.
Yeah.
some might say she has a green thumb.
She's an out-of-control green brain, is what you ask me.
Well, let's see if we can take care of this.
All right, you guys want to head over to the Carnivorous Gardens right away?
Yeah.
I'm assuming we've had a long rest between.
Oh yeah, you guys get all your spells, you get
Okay.
full health back. It's been a couple weeks. You guys have had like minor adventures between now and then.
That is very helpful.
You helped Anchor Root build up the courage to submit paintings of her chicken familiar to Best Chickens Monthly.
Yes, good for her.
The annual, especially with the annual Magambia chicken stamp contest coming up.
All right, so you guys make your way to the Carnivorous Gardens. You find Natafu at the Custodian's Hall outside the gardens. When you enter the large room, a rather bookish female half-orc interrupts her work on a giant succulent plant to just shrug and say, Zuma sent you. But I suppose I need the help. Come over here and I'll show you the problem. So Natafu shows you guys a collection of small oozes in containers. And she explains that she was trying to find an alternate and cheaper food source to feed the plants. The keepers of the garden spend a lot of time and money on getting plenty of meat for the plants, and she had been testing ways to make fake meat by combining alchemical reagents with samples of oozes of different types to create a variety of savory flavors and nutritional balances. Soylent oozes, if you will.
Beyond ooze burgers.
Yeah. Initial tests were promising, but when she tried to go large scale with the plan, that's when the problem started. Despite Zuma offering advice to conduct more tests, Natafu started feeding the specialized ooze-based meat to the plants in large quantities. Apparently, one of the oozes was a bit too tasty for the plants, they attacked some of her assistants just to get at it. They
Oh.
wanted more and they wanted more. And the assistants dropped the ooze before running away. And we don't know exactly what else may have happened now that the oozes are not being controlled in their exposure to the plants. The As you can see, gesturing around it, like there's some town guards and stuff. There are no civilians around. The gardens have been now closed for the safety of people. Like no one's going to be coming in here when the plants are acting up. And I should mention now, Zoom is a male half orc, I think too. I wasn't clear about that. The name threw me. So basically, the careful ecosystem of the Carnivorous Gardens has been disrupted. Zuma needs you to find, or the Tafo needs you to find the lost samples and remove them from the environment so the garden can kind of reestablish its equilibrium. The Tafo admits that they had hoped Magistrate Mayor Asanda would have had been a little quicker to provide help, as he's normally a big supporter of public amenities like the gardens. Apparently, he's a bit too busy with his own manor being flooded.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why he didn't want to help with the whole busker robbery situation.
I hear it's a fairly big problem, actually. Not only was his mansion flooded, but some of the waterways and some of the lower parts of the town have kind of broken, and some shops and crafting places are being flooded. It's one of the tasks you guys get.
Yeah, that would be pretty convenient for somebody that knows how to swim.
Hey, just
Little bitty
because
Gura.
we're Gripplies doesn't necessarily mean we know how to swim.
That is stereotyping.
You're the one I'm calling out because you swim every night.
Yes,
You go
I do,
swimming
but
round
that's
and round
just
the
a
school,
workout.
like for fun.
Yeah, that's swimming.
That's
You know how to
swimming.
do it.
That's me being a buff Gripply.
Uh-huh.
A himbo Gripply.
A Grimbo, if you will.
Oh yeah, a Fimbo.
A Fimbo, Amphimbo.
Yeah. All right. Do you guys have any additional questions, or do you want to just stride right into the gardens?
I want to throw something at the ooze.
Ikaro would like to go spend some money before we do.
Oh.
I mean, that's fine.
On some meats.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. You want to go get some meats? What kind of meats are you looking for?
I'll ask the researcher basically what did they feed them beforehand, so that I can.
Honestly, the cheapest meat we could get, because we need it in fairly consistent, large quantities.
All right, Griffin.
I mean,
it is.
I love these plants. I think they're fascinating. They are not exactly known to possess a discerning palate.
That's fair. I don't even know if they have tongues.
I mean, some have tongue-like vines.
It seems kind of like mostly their mouths are also their bellies, and that they have like the stomach acid just right there.
She kind of pushes up her glasses. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. You see, there's quite a... Oh, you know what? It's not pork.
No. I was really interested. What were you going to say?
It's just, there's a lot more variety in carnivorous plants than people think about, especially some of the local Magambian varieties. It's quite fascinating. I can show you our catalog later.
Definitely.
We have a lovely guided tour, or we did when the place was open and not filled with out of control plants.
Yeah.
People are compost. Oh boy.
Alrighty. So
Complete
I just have to-
segue, but one of my the funniest jokes I've ever heard, just about like Soylent Green, was in Futurama, when they say, "What if Slurm's made of people?" No, there's actually already a cola like that, Soylent Cola. Oh, how is it? It varies from person to person.
I'm so glad that fucking show is coming back, y'all.
I love that joke. It's clever and subtle.
Matt, could we just say that I buy like
Meat.
2 horses worth of meat?
All right, how are you transporting this horse-sized batch of meat?
Good point.
And how fresh are we talking? Or are we talking like dried
like
or
one-
cured, or is this dripping all over the place?
Do we want like 1 horse of meat?
I should also clarify.
The only reason why I'm using horses is because horse is the only thing I have pricing for in the player's handbook.
That is concerning.
Would you believe this is not the first campaign that eating horse meat has come up in for me?
Oh
Yeah.
If
god.
I had a nickel, I'd have two, which is not a lot. It's happened twice.
Just for my own sake, I'd like to say that while you're hunting for your meat, someone tries to flag you down about some soy-based alternatives.
Well, okay, so it costs to rent a cart and someone to pull the cart. It costs 2 silver pieces a day.
You're not just gonna throw the meat in Gama's stomach?
No, I don't want to make Gama regurgitate that. That's a little bit gross. Besides, Gama's a favetarian.
Or we just kind
An
of
entire diet
Bye,
consisting
zero.
of Fae.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I will spend the gold to get a singular horse of meat and a cart to pull it.
By the by, our show does not condone eating a horse, but this
Our
is a limitation of the module.
This is the
Yeah.
limitation of the system. We can flavor that meat differently, but it costs 8 gold to buy a riding horse.
I wish my previous DM had not condoned our druid eating horse meat that she found on the side. It was the druid.
So yeah,
So-
If it makes
we'll
you-
just say,
If it
Matt,
makes you
I
feel
got-
better, I'm going to flavor this. The horse that in question was an asshole.
I'll just say I got 8 gold worth of meat.
It's not a dog.
Okay.
Yeah, just 8 gold worth of meat.
All right. So, yeah. Does anyone else want to grab anything while you're out in the market?
Oh, I'm okay. I mean, if we want to scope out the place.
I mean, there's also a guy selling this new thing. It's a combination of milk and these weird little bubbles.
Igora
you
slurps
selling
that
us
up.
boba?
It's a
I mean, you don't know what the bubbles are, but
tea.
Oh man, if I had 100 gold, I could get sleeves of storing, and I could put those in my sleeves.
Meat. Ugh. Meat sleeves.
it's a weird cover of Green Slaves. But anyway. All right, yeah. So you guys get your meat. You return to the gardens. Anything else, prep-wise?
Well, do you guys want to scope out the gardens? I could cast invisibility spear. Of course, I don't know if the vines have like a blind sense or something. They could, but
Avi, most plants don't have eyes.
yeah.
I mean, we don't have any carnivorous potatoes here.
Matt, remind me to give you an extra hero point on Wednesday for that. That was great.
Sure. There's a song I love that has every conceivable vegetable pun you can think of.
All right.
Well,
but yeah.
all right then. Let's
I love you, Elsa, and you're great.
go on in.
All right, I'm going to throw up our carnivorous garden map.
Little shop of horrors.
Yeah, earlier or
little
something?
Little shop of terrors, bop do wop. Little shop of horrors.
All right, I'm going to
oh,
close
oh,
this,
oh,
and I'm going
oh.
to find you guys and throw you up on the map. All right.
I will let you place us.
I'm just making sure I'm putting you guys starting in the right spot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where did they start? Just checking this.
I would assume over here.
I'm looking. I'm just in the order in which. Yeah, you know what? I think it is the most southern part of the map because that seems to be the order in which things go. So, all right, Ophelia, Igora.
I'll take care of my
Avi.
familiars.
Now, does anyone want to parrot Aerith, or
I'll-
is Aerith just taking the day off?
I'll parrot Aerith.
All right, I will put Aerith on the map as well. For some reason, it always comes in large
It
size.
truly does.
Meow. no.
I don't understand it.
All right.
Just let me quickly prepare Aerith's spells for the day.
Okay. All right. So when you enter the gardens, the carnivorous gardens are less like their namesake and more like a small, lush jungle. Plants and vines of all sorts writhe noiselessly, looking for fresh meat. A stone path winds through the park. Natafo opens the gate and says sheepishly, "It's not normally this loud."
What do we hear?
You hear weird, like the sounds of like vines moving on vines, shuffling of leaves and stuff. The garden does seem agitated, but you do also notice that there are plenty of plants in here that are obviously no possible threat to you. Like there are literal, normal size small Venus flytraps and stuff, and ones that are just flowers that are just especially sticky. Um, much more mundane kind of plants that trap insects and stuff.
Them's the babies.
Yeah.
It's the babies.
It's heightened.
One last question. Do you think that... Is there anything that in particular we need to watch out for with these plants?
Mostly that the plants are not, they're not super vicious. They are hungry. That's it. They're not like, they don't have malice. They can be, you can kind of handle them with like the proper kind of technique, which is survival or nature stuff, to trick or distract the plants. And if at all possible, remember, we're just trying to recover the oozes. If we can do that, the plants eventually will calm down. We'd prefer them not to be damaged. Some of them are kind of rare and hard to take care of.
All right. All right. We will give it our best shot.
Okay. Well, can I make a perception check?
Matt, just so you know, Aerith has prepared 2 third-level Scorching Rays today.
Okay. All right, so you guys enter into this first area of the garden. What would you guys like to do first?
Igor would like to take a look around to see if there's any good candidates for him to start throwing meat at.
At the moment, it doesn't look like there's anything large enough that it would appreciate the meat.
Do we
In your immediate vicinity, anyway.
Do we see any slime trails anywhere?
Not at the moment.
I'm gonna do a little discern secrets with my perception.
27 with the perception.
No, I'm not.
Don't worry.
27?
It's better. Like you haven't rolled any combat stuff yet, so it's fine.
27 see anything, Matt?
You think you see some movement farther inward, but nothing in your immediate vicinity.
Alrighty. Well, we will keep going on then. There. And Igor is just going to keep watching as they move. So Matt, let me know if I need to make checks.
Let me take a quick second here. Hold on, there's an interesting thing here. I just have to check this.
Yep.
No, for the moment, things seem calm.
Cool. Oh, let's not have Gamma.
Okay. Stop right there, Will.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming everyone was sort of keeping it together, so I'm just gonna move Aerith and Ophelia up.
8 gold on this card of meat. Let's find out.
So as you move, you're possibly lulled, I guess, into a bit of a false sense of security just because nothing was actively trying to attack you or anything.
I didn't notice anything with the 27.
Not where you were previously, no.
Fair enough.
But you did walk close to some vines that suddenly do come to life, and I'm going to need a reflex save from, I guess, both Igra and Choco.
Yep. Igor got 22. Where's Choco? Sorry, I have 4 different character sheets open right now. And Choco will probably fail. That's fine. Choco can die. He gets hero points to survive.
So the 22 does reflex save, and the 17 does not. So a trapping vines thing grabs Choco, and is going to suffer a 1. What's it called? Gnawing plants attack.
Give that. Whoa.
30.
Crits. And Choco
So that's
goes
gonna be
down.
6.
And Choco dies.
What? Why?
Choco instantly dies.
Wait, why?
Because of massive damage rules. If he takes his hit points and damage, he dies. He only has 32 hit points. So that takes him to 0 and then takes him down to his
you know what?
hit point total.
Well, actually, hold on. Well,
Instantly dead.
I think. Well, here's the thing, though. Well, I think this counts as a hazard,
Yep.
and so I think it can only trigger once. So I would have done it to you first, so Choco wouldn't have had to roll.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at this. It's a very weird, almost like a trap sort of thing. So the
If it
rules
says
are
it
not terribly
affects
clear.
any creature that enters the area initially, it affects both Choco and me because he's my mount.
It says, well, it's thing is though, it's the trapping vines is a reaction, so it can only do it once while it's waiting because it's a trap. It's not a creature.
True.
Fair enough.
It is an environmental thing.
Yes, that would have instantly killed Choco.
By the skin of our fucking teeth,
Yeah.
chat.
Or like,
I am not trying to kill the team mascot. I bought a cart of meat to stop the team mascot for dying, chat. Do not slander me. I wasted 8 gold on a cart of meat that's not going to be used.
We don't
Talking
know
about-
that yet.
we're gonna have a barbecue.
But you did avoid the trap. So yeah, I think that was just it. It tried to grab Will and it failed, and it might have tried to grab Choco, but it only had its one shot.
Throw meat at it so it eats that meat instead.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
Just
Actually, hold on. What's your rank in nature?
expert.
Oh, yeah, go ahead then. All right. You fail to calm the plant, but
Even with the meat as a catalyst.
yeah.
Oh,
You needed a 22 to calm the plant.
Can I return
God.
this cart of meat if it's not going to be useful? So I don't waste the gold.
I mean, if it survives, yeah.
If
Um
survive.
so you guys have approached D1. So a statue commemorating one of the garden's founders is flanked by 2 large fly traps. The fly traps remain shut and quiver violently.
Quiver? Are they scared?
Who's inside of them that's trying to get out?
Give me a perception, or give me a nature check.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys can move forward.
Oh,
Oh, 25.
All right, Avi. You actually were right on the money in a way. Looking at them, you think there's something inside them that is causing problems. Let's see.
Can I maybe use... No, I'm gonna let you finish.
Just making sure here. Give me a sec. This is a interesting series of encounters, and I just have to make sure I get this right.
For what it's worth, what I want to do is take Mage Hand from a safe distance and go, Gucci, Gucci, goo, try to like tickle him into opening. That's the goal. That's the plan right now.
I'm also
We're
just so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to make the fly traps visible.
Thank you. Oh wow, they are right there, huh?
Yeah, well, they're flanking the statue. Um, I it doesn't actually. The thing I'm struggling with here, like, I'm not sure if the oh, why am I on this layer? Goodness.
So,
Okay.
are your earrings little takeout pins? Or are they little milkshakes?
They're actually little Dole Whips.
Oh,
You would be able to
that's precious. I thought they were little takeout boxes at first, but that's so much cuter.
it's little pineapple floats.
Aww.
You know what? Just because there is a sort of time element here, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative just so we can get sort of an order of operation.
Alrighty, where am
What? Damn.
Oh, hold on.
Matt.
The turn order thing wasn't on. Oh, there we go. That's better. Ophelia, and do you want to pair it, Earth?
I? I got it.
Okay.
I think that's everyone.
Why is it
Okay.
a weird scrambled order?
Because it's just starts that way. I'm gonna fix it. There you go. It just in the order in which people press their buttons.
I see.
All right. So top of the round, snapping flytrap just seems to like quiver and seems to be uncomfortable. We move to Ophelia.
I really want to. Well, can I make a nature check? Well, we already know that there's something in there. I want somebody to go touch it.
That's what I'm planning on doing. Oh no.
So Briar Rose is gonna go touch it. All right. Can you put out a token for me, please?
Yes, I just have to remember what Briar Rose
Sure,
is.
unless Will beats me to it.
Where did I put Briar Rose? Oh, there.
What's the token for this one again, Will?
It's a Sprite. I got him.
It's up there.
It just took me a second to find them.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
And at a higher level, wouldn't it be a higher level?
It can be a higher level. What level are you casting at?
Let's do it at a second level. Spicy.
Alright, so at second level, I think it's a... Let me check. At second level, it's a level 1 Fae. You have access to the Local Warrior, the Brownie, the Furath, the Grig, the Jenkin, the Naiad, the Nixie, or the Vexkit.
Probably whatever has a fly speed.
Yeah.
Okay, not the Brownie. Those things are creepy. The Brownies you faced in the League of Amazing Adventurers at the very beginning.
What's the Vexit?
It does not have a fly speed.
Can you send me this list really quick?
Yep, it's just on the archives. I'll put it into the Roll20 chat.
Thank you.
Because I can't open the Zoom chat without messing up the overlay. So you can just
See.
copy and paste that.
I see.
You can actually click it from Roll20. That's nice.
I like that this one is just called Greg.
Yeah, the Grigs are musical ones, so that would also fit
Oh.
your aesthetic.
Oh, with a fly speed.
Yep.
Let's go with a Greg.
A Grig it is. Edit.
Greg the Grig.
Ophelia. Save. You should be able to see them now.
Think of when we fought brownies.
Right.
Hey, how's it going?
It's Gerbera Greg.
Here's what they look like, chat.
Yeah, it's me, Gerbera Greg. What do you want?
Gerbera Greg. All right, Greg, go touch that plant.
You serious? You summon me from another plane in the middle of my daughter's wedding to touch a plant?
Not in the middle of his daughter's wedding.
No, I'm kidding. I just meant to say that.
Ophelia!
I'm just
Okay.
joking. I'm just pulling your wing. You want me to touch the plant?
Yes.
All right. So the summoned creature floats up, pokes the plant, and you guys do see the finger they poke the plant with kind of squishes into it.
Ugh.
Oh.
It seems like the stem or the trunk of this plant is looking kind of weak.
Okay.
And the thing seems to writhe a bit more now.
Oh no.
Someone give me another nature check.
Am I about to get an ooze barfed onto me?
28.
Ooh.
28. You think that just looking at these things, they're possibly close to bursting, and it's possible damaging them might expedite that process. These plants are looking not great. Their leaves are drooping. You might say they have less than 2 digits of health points,
Oh.
and are possibly fatigued 4.
Oh, poor babies. Okay, I'll share that with the party. And I think it's... No,
Wow.
it's not my turn yet.
Yeah. That was Ophelia's turn. Stabbing Flytrap does just quivers. Aerith, what's Aerith doing on their turn?
Aerith. Aerith is going to Aerith. And Aerith, well, Aerithing Aerithily. Can Aerith think of a way to, solve that problem with a 21?
Unfortunately, no. This is a very specific concern, a little outside just common nature knowledge, beyond knowing that you think there's something in these things and it's not good for them.
We heal them?
That's one action.
How would I figure out with Aerith how to fix these plants, Matt?
It would have to be a very high nature check. Or what knowledge you guys don't know necessarily, but operating under the hypothesis that it is an ooze that's in there, what do you think would be the appropriate knowledge for oozes? Is that
Oozes are Arcana.
okay? Yeah. So
would
you could try using Arcana if it might help if it was actually an ooze. Short of flying or short of wrenching the plant's mouths open, and somehow scooping the ooze out, which is difficult because it's an ooze and thus more liquidy than anything. It's really hard. You may have to wait for them to pass them.
Can we maybe induce it with some meat?
Potentially.
Okay.
Give me a nature check again.
Aerith, keep on working for me.
23. Now, Aerith, on her turn, thinks that it's possible you might be able to coax the plants to at least open their mouths with the meat.
Great.
So that brings us to Avi's turn, and Avi will just retroactively use one of your actions for that nature check.
All right.
So you have 2 actions left.
Well, I did have a plan, but now it sounds like we should just wait for Igor to... I guess the meat cart is right there in front of me, huh?
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping me from moving over to it. And,
I just realized, it's probably Igora or Gamma tied to the cart, pulling this cart of meat.
Actually, you know what? Hold on one sec. I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to Mage Hand, which is 2 actions. I'm going to use Mage Hand to kind of
Is there a specific plant you're paying attention to?
I'll do the one closest to me. This one.
All right, so the southern one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a nature check to essentially animal handling for plants.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's what was going to happen.
If you had a better idea where its sensory things were, you might have a better chance of it.
Yeah.
But it's still Mage Hand stays. chance, or
Mage hand stays as long as I sustain it.
okay? So it's your arm is still up there. You can maybe try again next turn, or So Igra, you're up.
Igara would like to dual wield turkey legs, like Disney Park turkey legs,
Okay.
and try to get them to open up their mouths.
All right. Give me a nature check to handle animal plants.
23.
23. Okay.
Trust in me.
And which one are you targeting specifically?
Oh, I can't.
'Cause these things are pretty big.
The southern one
You can't.
first.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to coax it into opening its mouth. And as you do, it seems to open its mouth a little bit. A weird kind of, hard to say, almost pseudopod looking kind of thing reaches out. It's a yellow kind of ochre color, and it seems to also be reaching for the meat.
Come on out, buddy.
We may have to wait for their turn for this to.
Well, I still have my other nature check, so I still have 2 more actions, so I'll use my other nature check on the northern one.
Okay.
20?
You know what? Yeah, that's all right. You coax it to open its mouth. It's, sick people, like, oh, I just need some like soda crackers. I just need some food.
Yeah, but look at these turkey legs. They're great and comedically large. This one's almost bigger than me.
Essentially, the same thing happens. The plant opens its mouth and is weakly maybe trying to eat the meat, but also little ochre-colored little proboscis, or not proboscis, a pseudopod seems to try and snake up also to get the meat.
And then with my last action, can I just chuck the meats here and here respectively as like a means of trying to get the ochre thing to come out?
Sure.
Okay. Turkey leg, turkey leg.
All right. You know what? Just because you guys have come up with a novel solution to this, I'll explain to you guys later why this is a bit of an odd encounter. Let's see. Okay, I need to switch something to this layer.
You had to use the word ochre, Matt, eh?
Well, in response to the turkey leg, I'm going to add this guy to the initiative order. That's great, actually, because he's right after the flying trap. This thing pulls itself out of the plant, and unfortunately, it does seem to be a rough exit from the plant, and the plant just flops down and seems to be possibly on its last legs. And this thing pops out, so we're just going to move directly to it. The poor plants only have 5 hit points and are fatigued 4. And now possibly less because of a horrifying jelly exiting their body. And the ogre jelly immediately splops onto the turkey leg, immediately absorbs it into its body, and then turns to look. But that was an action, so it's got 2 actions left. And it is just going to try and lash out at the little fairy thing in front of it. So it's going to make 2 pseudopod attacks. Well, 1 pseudopod attack. Let's see what happens. 22 on your summon.
All right, that hits.
All right. So that's going to be 12 bludgeoning damage and 5 acid. And it's going to try and, or I guess it just grabs. It's got grab in there.
Grab or grabbed?
It has grab.
Okay, so then it needs to make an athletics check against the creature's reflex DC.
Okay.
That costs an action. If it's improved grab, it doesn't cost an action.
It does not say improved grab.
There you go.
27.
Against
the reflex DC. So reflex save of the creature plus 10.
Yes.
In the case of the Grig, they have a reflex save of 9, so that's a success, but not a critical success.
Okay. But that athletics check would be an action too, though, right? Part of the
Yes,
grab.
That is.
All right, so that it has now grabbed your fairy or fey. But that would be its whole turn because it had to move out of the plant. It lashed out, hit you once, and then grabbed. So, Ophelia, there is this large ochre jelly thing.
Pretty nasty.
It is pretty nasty. It smells terrible.
Oh God, well I want it out of here. So I'm gonna use one action to command Greg to use so a single action. Dissonant note on this lovely slimy boy. And that's
Dissonant note, you say?
yes.
Okay. How does that work?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. The other pixie, all of its stats went in, but the Griggs did not, unfortunately.
Oh, did it not? Is it saying building NPC on your side?
It's bio and info.
Oh, if you click character sheet.
It does not have a character sheet. The sprite does for some reason.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have to add this to you. Does that fix it?
That it does. Hooray! Okay, excellent. All right.
Sorry,
Let's
y'all. That's my bad.
No, you're good. With
I appreciate you doing it anyway, Will.
thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, 22.
Nice.
22 hit.
That will definitely hit. In fact, that is a crit.
Oh,
Because the jellies have very poor AC.
lovely.
Matt,
Oh,
can
these-
they be crit?
You know what? It doesn't say they can't. It doesn't. It's not listed. Oh wait, nope. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be crit.
There
Sorry,
you go.
it is listed in the immunities. There's just there's a lot of immunities. I had to read through them all.
One damage.
All right. The little music note pops over and hits them.
Does all the
Does some
sonic
damage.
go through?
It all seems to go through.
Great.
Just let me double check.
All I need to know.
Right. let's go.
It's immune to visual damage.
Oh God.
No, don't. That's not a
See
thing.
it coming.
Can't see it coming. All right.
And that is
The second one doesn't hit. The third one does.
okay.
So that's a total of
8 sonic damage. And then I have
all
2
right.
actions. I'm gonna put up Bard Song, and then I am going to throw. Let's see.
Technically, it would have cost you 2 actions to attack with the Grig 3 times.
Okay.
So you have one action
So
left,
you
so
have one
Bard Song.
action left.
Okay. Bard Song. Perfect.
All right. This brings us to the second fly trap, which was being tempted by the other chicken leg.
Horse leg.
So we are then going to. I have to grab another thing from the GM layer. All right, and then we're going back to tokens, and a second jelly pulls itself out onto the turkey leg. That's an action to do that, and then it is going to turn, and yeah, it's Avi is right there, so it is going to try and attack you with its pseudopod.
Gama's the bigger meal.
34.
Crit.
So that's going to be 16 bludgeoning damage and I
Yeah.
guess 8 acid damage.
Oof.
And it's going to try and grab you. Where's athletics again? Boop. 29.
Okay. That's against my reflex save. I think that makes it.
Yeah, 10
Okay.
plus your reflex save.
Yeah.
All right. So you are
Actually,
Grab.
that crits. That crits.
Excuse me.
don't worry, it doesn't make a difference. It is grabbed. You are grabbed, but that's its whole turn, and I'm going to quickly just add it to the initiative in the order right after the plants. Though I'm going to also remove the plants because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Um,
They're just fighting for their life now.
Honestly.
Yeah, they are literally fighting for like a sick person in a hospital bed. They seem to be fading fast. Just gonna move that here, and then I'm going to move the fly traps.
Aerith.
So yeah, then hold on, where were we? Did I mess up the initiative tracker?
Yeah. Do you want me to fix it?
Sure.
So this one just went right after Ophelia.
Yeah, the bottom one.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, come on. Here. 1 second, y'all. I'm just going to fix this.
I appreciate it, Will.
I just have to. It can't be on them. After Ophelia, but before Aerith. Okay. Okay, we're back to Aerith now, I believe, right?
All right, and Avi, you'll be up next.
Bard Song's up.
It sure is.
3 action, 3rd level, Scorching Ray. All on the
Okay.
one right there.
Okay, give them to me. That will definitely hit.
4,
Now I have to roll more d6 for this.
15.
15 will hit.
And
27 will hit.
All right, so
Several of these are crits, but they can't be crit.
Well,
Oh, yeah, you're
oh, they're just rolling terrible. So I have to add it. So it's 4d6 instead. So these are only rolling 2d6, and then in addition, because I'm casting them at 3rd level, I increase it by another 2d6. So for each of those, I need to roll another 4d6 effectively. So for the first one,
They all hit, so just give me the total.
yep. So for the first one, it is 19 fire damage for the first ray.
With Bard Song?
That's with Bard Song, yes.
Lovely.
All right, 19.
Yep, for the second ray, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage for the second ray.
Okay.
And for the third ray, 16,
Third ray punches.
24 damage for the third ray.
Oh, that's a good one. That is total of 57 fire damage. And
Oh.
that all seems to go through. I have to actually do math now.
Sorry, man.
Ugh.
No, that's fine. Because you have taken it out of the triple digits.
Oof.
And she has...
There is a horrible sizzling smell. It seems to reduce in mass in a way.
And she has 2 more of those.
So that was a very solid hit.
Technically,
Avi,
she can
you're
have
up,
4
and then
more.
Igor, you're up next.
Yeah.
All right. If I
You want
can't.
to escape?
I don't think an athletics check is gonna do it for me. So I think I might just do magic missile, 3 action, because that's
Sure.
You will need
Yeah.
to make a DC 5 flat check to cast the spell.
Because you are restrained
Yeah.
or grabbed.
You're good.
barely.
Okay.
2, 3. Jesus, these rolls. So it's gonna be 4, 5 is 9, plus 3 is 12.
12 in total.
Yeah.
And this is force damage, right?
Yeah, all against the one that's grabbing me.
Okay. I can't actually tell you guys, but you guys are dodging some interesting abilities.
Oh,
Ooh, I hate that. Thank you.
not bad at all.
As a person very familiar with ooze enemies, I know.
I don't, so.
Oozes.
All right, that was 3 actions. Igor, you're up next, and me next is the. Oh,
The southern
it'll be the
one.
top. Oh, we got the 2 jellies mixed up, I think.
Oh, my bad. I can fix that actually, like right now.
Yeah. So,
There you go.
it is your turn as well, Igor.
All right. Well, it's time for everyone's favorite game.
Action economy
The
classroom.
action economy. Okay, so for Igro's first action, I'm going to use 2 actions
Yep.
to command Choco. And they're going to make 2... I don't know this information as Igora. They're going to make 2 attacks with their beak. This
And
is
what kind of
piercing-
damage does the beak doing?
Piercing.
Okay.
So 29 for 8.
Nine.
30 for 9.
All right.
Does the piercing do anything?
The piercing does something, but not what you were expecting. The beak comes down and slices right through the entirety of the jelly, which then turns into 2 jellies.
It's piercing damage that does that?
Whenever an ochre jelly is hit by an attack or effect that would deal slashing, piercing, or something else that I'm not going to mention,
Huh.
and it has at least 10 hit points, it splits into 2 identical jellies with half the original's HP.
Great.
Oh.
So it's weird now.
Well, Choco's going to stop doing that.
I have to somehow put a second jelly on the field. Can I just
So
copy
what
paste?
you can do, Matt, is
I
you
can do.
Control C the token and then Control V it.
Yes, I did. So it's just going to be here, sort of on top of the plant, and I have to do. I have to do math for the health.
Matt, it was the southern jelly.
Oh,
I'm focus firing.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
it's going to go here, sploop, but I have to do half the health. We're just going to round this down. So
Sliced in half. Does it still have its hands on, globs on Avi Avi?
Yeah, probably.
yeah, unfortunately, there's no thing in the rules for that. And we're just going to that jet jelly's just going to go at the same time as the.
Yeah, that's how it would work.
Yeah.
So, seeing that, Choco's second action is going to be rendered moot, and then Igor's last 2 actions are now going to be spent, and that's Will not metagaming. Igor's last 2 actions are going to be spent with Gamma doing some lovely striking belly bumps on the one that is beside it.
Also, chat, don't make me make McKenna whack you with the fan.
Bonk.
So, 29 for 9 sonic damage.
That goes through, and no, there will be no mitosis.
And, this is so much better. 19 for 14 sonic damage.
All right, and this was on, I'm assuming this is that one?
Yeah, the one that Gamma's adjacent to.
So that is a total of 21?
19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23. Okay, that's actually quite good then. That is going to... Ooh, it's looking pretty... I don't know what you call damaged ooze. It's splattered a little bit. I don't know.
That's Will not metagaming, even though he knows it'll make his life harder.
All right, this brings us up to the top ooze. Ophelia, you'll be up next.
Okay.
Because it has the fairy constrict or grabbed, it's going to just make a series of constrict attacks.
Okay.
So that's going to be, I guess, 5 bludgeoning, 4 acid damage.
Great.
This is why I drink, Mark.
So still up.
Well, they need to make a reflex save.
Hi, Greg.
To make a reflex save?
No, that's what they say. There is a fortitude save to free yourself. But that's on your turn.
Yeah.
So it's just going to do this another 2 times.
Does the damage.
8 bludgeoning, 4 acid. 5 bludgeoning, 3 acid.
The first one he poofed.
Oh, okay, then. Ignore those 2, the second and third constricts then. It's going to spend an action just to wiggle up a little bit, and I'll move the poor grip. And it is going to, just because it's bigger, it's going to just attack Choco.
That's what Choco's here to do.
Yeah, it only has 1 attack, though. So, Pseudopod, 22.
That will hit, but not crit.
So just 13 bludgeoning, 6 acid. That brings us to Ophelia.
All right. Ophelia's gonna do what Ophelia does best. Ophelia is gonna keep Barnsong up. And Ophelia's gonna do the second thing that Ophelia does best, which is throw a sound burst. So the vines there, that's like a bush, right?
You could position it behind the 2 ochre jellies. You'd probably be fine.
And not hit any of us.
It doesn't look like there's any important plants nearby.
Great.
Get Avi there.
Because I'm gonna throw this sound burst at
If you were throwing a fireball, I might make this a little more in a garden.
Alright. Alright, fort.
Basic fort saves. Okay. I'm gonna do the one the more northern one first.
You can get it right there.
25. Success, but not a crit success. And the one below, exact same roll.
Dang, come on.
So they're going to take half damage.
13.
13. So that rounds down to 12 essentially. So 6 sonic damage apiece.
Right.
Shouldn't you, if you're doing it at level 2... Never mind. Being silly.
One of them is looking pretty banged up. And I guess that's Ophelia's turn.
Yes.
Now for the 2 jellies, who are now spoiled for choice. We're going to start with the top one that's going to try and constrict poor Avi. 8 bludgeoning, 2 acid.
Yeah.
11 bludgeoning, 3 acid.
Yeah.
How you doing?
11 bludgeoning, that's 14. I think I have 4 hit points left.
No.
Yeah.
Avi unfortunately falls unconscious.
No.
Yeah.
Baby, sweet baby.
That brings us to the other one that's going to Ophelia's the closest, sort of. Well, yeah, actually it is because Avi's down. Pseudopod on Ophelia, 28.
That will hit, but not crit.
All right, that is going to be 9 bludgeoning, 5 acid, and then it's going to attempt a athletics check to constrict you. 20.
Against?
I think it is
Reflex
your
DC.
reflex.
So your reflex save plus 10.
Okay.
Is your reflex more than
I'm
10?
good.
You're good? Okay. So it's just going to try and hit you with the pseudopod again for a second attack. 14, that will not hit you.
No.
All right, Aerith, you're up.
Silly plant.
And Igor, you'll be up next.
I've been doing that wrong. Let me read. I'm checking that, chat. If I have been, I've been doing that ability wrong. 5 ever. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Grab. Oh yeah, it just automatically grabs us. Well, that's gonna make life a lot easier.
Thank you, Chad. There's a lot of rules and we don't know them all, so we appreciate the heads up. But so we're just going to turn that last thing. There will be like a constrict.
Well,
So-
no, it still have to spend the action to grab. It just doesn't have to roll for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So you are grabbed. It didn't do the constrict though.
Okay.
So you, on your turn, can make a basic fortitude save to try and escape the grab,
See.
if you wish.
All right, is that its turn? And it's Aerith?
Yes, it's Eric's turn. So
All right, another level 3 fire burst.
now you can control where the different things are going.
I can control where they go. So first one is going to go. First one's going to go to the one on the left. We're going to focus fire the other one right now.
All
this
right.
is
So
going
the
to be
one
at
that
level 3.
the one that's grabbed Ophelia.
Yes, this is going to be at level 3.
Okay.
So I have
Isn't
to
that the
roll
one
additional
most
4d6. 15.
15 will hit. So that's going to be at least 10 fire.
25 points of fire damage.
Ooh, that's a solid hit. It looks really bad.
Second one.
Still up, but
18.
19.
19.
That definitely hits.
For another last 9. 17 points of fire damage.
It explodes into sizzling goo and is out of the fight.
Third one.
And drops Ophelia.
Third
Ew.
one, the one that downed
Yeah,
Aubrey.
you're covered. I'm sorry, Ophelia.
That
12, will
13
hit.
for 11 plus 46.
That one also pops
Thank
So
God.
for
Like
26.
like a bowl of Jello in a microwave.
Ew.
And I still have 1 more of those. 2 more if I drain bonded item. Okay. Cool. That's Aerith.
All right, Igora, it's your turn.
All right. Did this thing?
You're
grab
facing down a
Choco?
mostly intact jelly up above.
Did this thing grab Choco?
Yes.
Okay. What's the escape DC?
Well, actually, no. It wouldn't have been able to because it finished off the fairy. It had to move up and attacked.
Oh, wait, perfect. So
Nope.
then in that case, my first action's to command Choco
All right.
to move to there.
The old making it move, and it doesn't have an AO, so
Second action, Gamma will stride up. And then they will take a bump out of crime.
it's riveting.
For 20 for 7 points of sonic damage.
That will solidly hit. Everything goes through.
Yeah, that's just a rule that I've been doing wrong since the beginning, clearly. I think Age of Ashes must have had a note or something in it that confused me. So, yeah.
All right.
That's its turn.
Okay.
I like
It's gonna be very simple. Pseudopod is going to lash out at Gamma.
Yeah, it is.
19.
Misses.
All right. Attack the second. 16 misses. 20.
Misses.
The last
You
one.
get 21 on Gamma nowadays.
The tank is actually doing work now.
Yep.
Spicy boy.
Ophelia, it's your turn. Your poor little bat friend is lying on the ground unconscious, covered in sizzling goo.
I'll get Avi up on my turn. If you want to focus damage.
I can get her up now.
Okay.
I mean, that is my priority. Okay, that's always going to be my priority. Keeping Bartong up and him of healing on Avi.
Hallelujah.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll remove the little X I put on Avi.
Get your revenge, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's your whole turn, I guess. Avi, it's your turn. Aerith will be up next.
Is that her whole turn?
Yeah,
Oh, for
one
Bard's
action,
Song, yeah.
two
Yep.
action him.
Yup.
We got it streamlined at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. All right.
Alright.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Roll to cough up goop.
walk my sad little butt.
Well, you would have to spend an action to stand up.
Mmm.
Yeah, you have line
I
of
would,
sight.
wouldn't I?
You have line
Couldn't
of
I
sight from
crawl?
there.
You can crawl, but crawling is limited to 5 feet a action.
Interesting.
You have
Yeah.
line of sight from there, Avi.
I do, but what I wanted to cast is a line, and I can't cast it from here if I'm on the ground.
Ah.
That's the problem about being knocked to the ground unconscious.
Fine. Oh my god.
And they
Sorry,
were
my neighbors are
roommates.
so fucking loud. Okay, well, that's that then.
Choco? From there, or you have to stand up to do that?
Speaking
I
chat
still
of
stand up.
Kool-Aid, is the Kool-Aid man the jug or the juice?
Use the juice.
And is it blood?
Let's just do magic missile.
So,
Magic missile. Okay.
my
Oh, no, much better rolls this time.
brain.
Much better.
So 4 and 6. Was this just 2 actions? Or I missed the first one, sorry.
Yeah.
3, 4, and 6. So that's 7 plus 6 is 13. 13, and all the damage seems to go through. Okay. Aerith, you're up, and Igor, you'll be up next.
So Aerith is going to
Fair enough, Mark. Fair enough.
continue doing what Aerith do best. However, I have to get her sheet up. Yeah. I listen. Wizard's one of my favorite classes to play in PF2. Aerith is going to use a 2nd level Scorching Ray this time. So this will be as such, but once again, I'll have to roll an additional 2d6 because she's using all 3 of her actions to cast it at the thing.
Okay.
It has a range of 60. It's within 30. So I have to roll another 2d6 on all of these. So first one is a 25 to hit for 9.
Yep.
2d6 for another 18, 19, 20 points of fire damage for the first ray.
20, you say? Okay.
Yep. Second ray.
Yeah, these are not difficult to hit.
No, they're not, which is why I'm okay doing this 12 fire damage.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 13 fire damage, Bard Song. Third ray, 17. For 15 fire damage for the third ray.
All right. It's looking decently hurt.
All right, and then for Igor's turn, Avi's conscious again. I can heal her after, so Gamma's going to get 3 actions.
Should be noted the poor plants look like they're not doing well.
Give me a second. There, nope. If I'm there, nope. If I'm there, God. There, nope. 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 Nope.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm curious to find out what.
I'm trying to find a 30-foot burst that doesn't get the jelly.
But that does get like both of the.
But that will get.
Oh, he wants to heal.
Yeah. Well, I won't be able to do that anyway, so I just need to get damage, and I'll heal the plants after. So Gamma's just going to focus fire the one that's left. Belly bump. 26 for 10.
Sure.
Belly bump. Hero point. 26 for 9.
Okay.
19 for 14.
Yep.
So 10, 29,
That took
39,
out
42.
another good chunk of its health. It is looking pretty sizzly and splattered. I don't know how to describe it. Oh, injured jellies.
And that's
But we do come to its turn, and it's just gonna, because it is a simple-minded creature, it's gonna try and whack Gamma again. 29.
that will hit but not crit.
All right, so that'll be 9 bludgeoning for acid, and it will spend an action to grab,
Okay, give me 1 second.
and then it will attempt to constrict Gamma.
Yeah, just
What
give me
it
1
does
second.
constrict.
9,
Sure.
13. Thank you. I just need to subtract from my hit points.
An additional 6 damage
So 19.
from the constrict,
Okay,
and Gamma is grabbed.
that's fine.
Ophelia, it's your turn.
I really
And-
thought that you guys would have already taken care of this thing by now.
Oh, the shade.
Trusted my teammates. I didn't think that I would have to do something else. We're gonna throw. What's this one? Is this one a cone?
Done.
No.
For the constrict. DC constrict. Gamma needs to make a sport save for the constrict, apparently.
I'm gonna use a.
Well, on his turn, I think.
I'm gonna use a hymn of healing on that plant,
Okay.
Construct.
the one closest to me,
It's a demon.
and then put up Bard Song, and that's my turn.
What's
now
the
looking up
what's the healing you get from him? A healing.
Oh,
That's
no,
the
it is
32.
a fortitude save against the damage, Matt.
Oh, is it?
Yep. He fails.
I might have liked some fort saves. That would have been.
Would you like to retroactive make some?
No, it's
No.
fine.
Lots of new
That-
rules for Matt GMing these creatures because slimes are annoying.
I have so many things.
Yeah, I knew we were forgetting something.
I was making an assumption because I thought that was referring to the escape DC.
No, their escape DC is probably their.
I would have assumed it's an athletics modifier thing, maybe acrobatics, but like.
I can't look up the escape DC right now. I'll look
Don't
it up
worry about it.
after.
I know what the DC, it lists the DC for the constrict, but I thought that was what it was for escaping, which you would do on your turn, I would think. It's not giving me enough information.
That's fair.
But anyway, that was Hymn of Healing, 2 actions, and it was fast healing 2.
Yes.
And how long does that last for 1 round?
Up to 4 rounds sustained.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that these plants we're not taking too long. Okay.
All right. That was a Feeling's turn. We go to Avi. Avi, still lying on the ground, but not out.
Guess I'll stand up and electric arc. That way I can move if this goes on for another turn.
Okay.
This is going to hurt.
That is going to. Reflex.
Reflex save.
It fails.
Right.
But it seems to do no damage,
Oh, fuck.
and it seems to split it into 2.
Here comes the fun. Do 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 do.
Well, y'all, that's my time.
Nobody's doing knowledge checks.
Think electric.
There's no
damage.
time to deal knowledge checks when you have jellies attacking you. Luckily, it will cut their hit points in 2.
This is true.
And we're going to get to act before them.
Aerith, you are up.
Alright, well, second level Scorching Ray.
I keep looking at the screen, and I've got the characters along the bottom showing who's logged into Roll20, and Avi's is the same as her character token. So for a second, I keep thinking there's a giant Avi at the bottom of the screen.
Aw.
There is.
Alright, so first one is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage to the left one.
It explodes.
Thank God.
4. 15 points of damage to the second one.
It explodes.
And 1 Scorching Ray straight into the air. Pew!
I'm going to assume that goes through an open window and doesn't cause any property damage.
Plants.
Because
So yeah, you guys have overcome exactly 11 o'clock. I'm just reading chat. The escape rules are giving me a lot of consternation at this point because
Mhm.
I would think it would be done on the player's turn. Like, because you think they have to spend an action to attempt to escape. But I will look look that up because I want to be a good DM and I don't want to punish my players for my own ignorance.
Feats.
And if it turns out I've messed up things, I will give you guys hero points to make up for it.
3.
Ooh.
You're more than.
But yeah, you guys managed to get out of this combat, though there is something we need to take care of quickly. The plants are fading fast, so it does seem like they may need a specific amount of healing to stabilize, so to speak, or if someone wants to do a medicine or nature check.
Igora will do a medicine check and hopefully automatically.
Now it's going to be what you need to do, one for each, mind you.
Okay, well, do I want to roll for it? I can auto 6. Is it a medicine check to treat wounds or is it a medicine check to stabilize them?
It just says a medicine.
Okay, then in that case, I'll actually roll it. So bottom one first, 29.
You stabilize it.
Top one.
That unfortunately is not going to work. So, does someone else want to try? Because everyone could get a whack at this. There's medicine or nature.
Oh, whoops.
I'm afraid it will not succeed.
I don't even
Give
have a
it
hero
a
point to use.
try. Nope, not tonight, y'all.
God.
Does anyone want to hero point any of those?
I
don't
guess I'll
have a
try,
hero
because that's
point.
got to be a crit fail.
Yeah.
God, can I just expend a spell slot?
Wait.
Sorry, McKenna, just not your night.
No, it is not.
Oh, come on.
Ugh.
That's
So,
it.
if it costs 1 action to do that and I fail, can I do a 2 action as part of like that turn to just cast a heal spell on it, Matt?
Sure.
Okay. Then it gets 35 hit points.
And that you needed to heal at least 20. So,
Hallelujah.
through a combination of all sorts of stuff,
Where
you
did
managed
my
to save both the plants, which will actually net you a reward for each plant saved.
Interesting.
Wow.
To think that at the end there, Avi Avi and Ophelia were whispering encouraging words at the plants, hoping that would.
You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great.
Alright.
So yeah, you guys managed to get through one of the first encounter. This is not technically a long kind of little adventure. It's only got another potential 2 encounters and maybe some hazards left.
Yes.
So we will probably end for tonight there as you guys delve deeper into oozing into trouble.
So everyone, thank you so much for coming to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands AP here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Don't forget to check out our other shows. We have the League of Amazing Adventurers. It's our Pulp Adventure Pathfinder 2e game on Wednesday. That's our next Pathfinder 2e thing, so come and check us out for that. Don't forget to follow if you haven't already followed. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you follow us on Twitch, you'll see a frog hop across the screen. Let's see who's up and around for us today. As I'm doing that, McKenna, why don't you tell the chat about something related to the channel, whilst I type in a raid to go say hi to PJ.
Hey, chat. Listen. Come here. Come real close. Something related to the channel.
Amazing.
That is why
That's all I got.
love you.
Oh,
Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. And we'll see you all on the next
Oh,
one.
go say hi to PJ.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
And we are